Have you ever faced a setback so daunting it felt like the world was crumbling beneath your feet? Welcome to a conversation that challenges the very foundation of what society has taught us about failure. This is more than just an episode. This is a paradigm shift waiting to unfold. Today we're diving deep into the heart of failure, not as the end, but as the beginning of a journey filled with growth, resilience, and untapped potential. We'll dissect the stigmas, strip away the fears, and reveal failure in its truest form, a powerful ally in disguise. I'll share a piece of my journey where failure wasn't just a stumbling block, but a stepping stone. I remember pouring my heart and soul into a project I believed was my breakthrough. When it fell apart, so did a part of me. But in that rubble, I found something unexpected: clarity, direction, and the resilience to rise again, stronger and more focused than ever. Don't get me wrong, it did take a while and some self-belief, but it's actually possible. Let me show you how. Join me as we navigate through the realms of perception, strategies, and real-life tales that illuminate failure's transformative power. By the end of this voyage, you'll see failure not through a lens that casts a shadow that looms over your aspirations, but as a beacon guiding you to your greatest self. So buckle up and let's embark on this journey together. And remember, on the other side of failure lies a world of opportunity, ripe for the taking. Let's uncover how every misstep can be the very stride you need towards achieving your dreams. Understanding failure. Failure is a term that carries a heavy weight in most societies, often seen as the opposite of success and a source of shame. But what if we've been looking at failure through a narrow lens? Traditionally, failure is perceived as an inability to meet set goals or standards, be it in personal achievements, professional milestones, or even everyday tasks. This perception is deeply ingrained in societal norms where success is celebrated and failure is often stigmatized. However, the binary view of success and failure overlooks the essential role that setbacks play in growth and learning. The impact of societal standards is profound. They shape our expectations, dictate our goals, and influence how we measure our worth. When we view failure through the lens of these standards, we risk tying our self-esteem and identity to external validations, overlooking the intrinsic value of the experiences and lessons gained through the process. The emotional and mental effects of experiencing failure are profound and multifaceted. Studies in psychology highlight that our response to failure is influenced by various factors, including our mindset, resilience, and past experiences. One key study by Dr. Carol Dweck on growth mindset reveals that individuals with a growth mindset, those who believe abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work, tend to cope with failure more effectively. They see it as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than a reflection of their inherent worth. Conversely, those with a fixed mindset, who view their abilities as static and unchangeable, are more likely to experience significant distress and self-doubt following failure. This distress can lead to a fear of failure, avoidance of challenges, and a reluctance to push beyond comfort zones, stifling personal and professional growth. I know I've been there sometimes. Our perception of failure is also deeply influenced by cultural norms and values. In some Eastern cultures, for instance, there's a more holistic view of success and failure. Societies influenced by Buddhist teachings, for example, may see failure as an integral part of life's cyclical nature, emphasizing the importance of perseverance and detachment from outcomes. In contrast, Western cultures, particularly in the context of the American dream, often idolize success and self-reliance, sometimes at the expense of recognizing the value in setbacks and interdependence. This cultural lens affects how individuals internalize failure, with some cultures fostering resilience and acceptance, while others may breed fear and avoidance. Understanding these cultural nuances is crucial in developing a more compassionate and nuanced approach to dealing with setbacks in our globalized world. By expanding our understanding of failure, recognizing its subjective nature, its psychological impact, and its cultural interpretations, we begin to dismantle the stigma surrounding it. This broader perspective allows us to appreciate failure not as an end, but as a pivotal part of our journey towards growth and self-discovery. The power of perception. At the heart of our relationship with failure lies our mindset, a concept extensively explored by psychologist Carol Dweck. She delineates two primary mindsets that shape our approach to challenges and setbacks: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Those with a fixed mindset believe their abilities, intelligence, and talents are static traits, leading them to avoid challenges that might expose their limitations. In contrast, individuals with a growth mindset view their talents and intelligence as starting points, with the potential for growth through dedication and hard work. This distinction profoundly influences how we perceive and respond to failure. For someone with a growth mindset, failure isn't a reflection of their innate abilities, but rather an opportunity for learning and development. This perspective fosters resilience, encourages risk-taking, and facilitates a constructive response to setbacks, viewing them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Reframing failure involves altering our internal narratives about what it means to fail, transforming it from a source of shame into a catalyst for growth. One effective technique is cognitive reframing, where we challenge and change our negative thought patterns about failure. For instance, instead of thinking, "I failed, so I'm therefore not good enough," we can reframe that thought to, "This attempt didn't work out, but it's an opportunity to learn and try a different approach." Another powerful tool is practicing gratitude for the learning opportunities that failure provides. By actively acknowledging the skills, insights, and growth that come from setbacks, we shift our focus from what we lost to what we gained. History is bursting with individuals and companies who have turned their failures into resounding successes. One iconic example is Thomas Edison, whose journey to invent the light bulb was marked by thousands of unsuccessful attempts. Instead of viewing these attempts as failures, Edison famously remarked, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perseverance and reframing of failure as a learning process ultimately led to a groundbreaking invention that changed the world. In the realm of business, the story of the Post-it note by 3M is a testament to the power of embracing failure. What began as a failed attempt to create a super strong adhesive resulted in the discovery of a low-tack reusable adhesive. This failure, or so to speak, was reimagined into one of the most popular office supplies globally. These examples underscore the transformative power of perception in dealing with failure. By shifting our mindset and reframing our experiences, we can harness the inherent potential in every setback, turning our failures into foundations for future success. Strategies for embracing failure. The first step in embracing failure is acceptance. It's about acknowledging our setbacks without judgment or self-approach. This acceptance is not about resignation, but recognizing the situation for what it is, a pivotal moment of learning. Once we accept failure, the next step is constructive analysis. This involves dissecting the experience to understand what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how different actions might yield better outcomes in the future. Analyzing failure constructively means asking the right questions. What was the goal realistic? Were the methods effective? What external factors influenced the outcome? This process should be objective and compassionate, focusing on growth and understanding rather than assigning blame. Resilience is the bedrock of successfully navigating failure. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks and continue moving forward. Building resilience involves developing a strong support system, maintaining a positive outlook, and focusing on things within our control. Did we hear that correctly? Within our control. One practical tip for building resilience is to practice self-care. Activities like exercise, meditation, or pursuing hobbies can replenish our mental and emotional reserves. Another strategy is to set small, achievable goals. Achieving these goals can build confidence and momentum, making us better equipped to tackle larger challenges. And I know we've all heard SMART goals before. They actually work a treat. So if you haven't tried them, try them now. Viewing failure as a stepping stone is a powerful paradigm shift. It involves seeing each setback not as a final destination, but as an integral part of the journey towards success. This perspective encourages a proactive approach to failure, where each setback is a lesson that brings us one step closer to our goals. I often say this to my clients. Setbacks don't mean you've gone back to zero. You haven't unlearned everything you have learned right up until that point. It's about knowing that, yes, it may feel like you have gone back to point zero in your journey, but that's not the case. Dust yourself off, apply what I've just mentioned, gently reconnect to your resilience, and try again. To illustrate this, consider the story of J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Rowling's perseverance through failure not only led her to eventual success, but also enriched her storytelling, with themes of resilience and triumph over adversity resonating deeply with readers worldwide. Another example is the creation of the Dyson vacuum cleaner. I think we all have one or dream to have one, especially for an adult. James Dyson went through 5,126 prototypes over 5 full years before creating a successful model. Each failed prototype was a learning opportunity, ultimately leading to the development of a revolutionary product. Incorporating these strategies into our lives allows us to embrace failure not as an obstacle, but as an essential part of our growth and success journey. By accepting and analyzing our failures, building resilience, and viewing each setback as a stepping stone, we can navigate the challenges of life with confidence and grace, even poised for the successes that await. Just like those that I've just shared the stories of, we can do the same. Fail again, get up, dust ourselves off, and keep on going. Implementing change. To start reframing our approach to failure, it's crucial to adapt actionable steps that foster a constructive mindset towards setbacks. The first step is to practice self-awareness. Regularly check in with yourself to identify any negative narratives around failure. When you catch yourself spiraling into self-criticism, pause and remind yourself that failure is not a reflection of your worth, but an opportunity for growth. Next, actively challenge perfectionism tendencies. Recognize that aiming for perfection, unrealistic and unrelenting perfection, often sets us up for disappointment. And if you haven't already, listen to my last podcast episode on perfectionism. Instead, strive for excellence within realistic bonds. Embrace the mantra, done is better than perfect, to overcome procrastination and the fear of failure. Journaling can be a powerful tool in this process. After experiencing a setback, take time to write about what happened, focusing on what you learned and how you can apply these insights in the future. This practice can turn abstract failures into concrete learning experiences. You guys are going to laugh at me because I'm going to repeat myself. When setting goals, it's essential to embrace a flexible and realistic approach. You know what's coming? Yes, SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. They provide a framework that help ensure our objectives are clear and obtainable. However, it's equally important to allow for flexibility within this structure. Life is unpredictable, and our goals must adapt to unforeseen circumstances. Instead of setting rigid goals that depend on perfect outcomes, reframe your objectives around effort and learning. For example, instead of aiming to win every competition, set a goal to consistently improve your skills and learn from each experience, win or lose. Celebrate small victories along the way. Acknowledging progress, even in seemingly minor aspects, can significantly boost morale and motivation. This practice also helps shift the focus from fearing failure to valuing the journey and the growth it brings. Lastly, foster a support network that encourages this healthy approach to goal setting and failure. Surround yourself with mentors, peers, and loved ones who reinforce the growth mindset and provide constructive feedback. Their support can be invaluable during setbacks, reminding you of your progress and the broader perspective on your journey. By integrating these actionable steps and flexible goal-setting strategies into our lives, we can begin to shift our perception of failure from a feared outcome to a valuable part of our personal and professional growth. This approach not only enhances our resilience, but also empowers us to pursue our ambitions with a balanced, growth-orientated mindset. In this next interactive segment, I'm turning the spotlight onto you, our valued listeners. I recognize that each of you holds a wealth of experiences, and within those experiences lies stories of resilience, learning, and transformation that emerged from moments of failure. This is your platform to share those stories, not just with me, but with a community that values growth and learning. I invite you to share your narratives of setbacks, challenges, and the lessons they've brought into your life. How did a particular failure shape your path? What insights did you gain, and how did they propel you forward? Your stories can be a beacon for others navigating their own journeys through failure and uncertainty. There are multiple ways that you can share. The first one, social media engagement. Post your story on social media using our specific hashtag that we'll create for this particular purpose. Specifically, hashtag #SRFailAndGrow. This way, your insights become a part of a larger tapestry of collective learning and encouragement. Feel free to tag our official account at Official Self Reflections so we can highlight and share some of these inspiring stories with our wider community. You can also send us an email. For those who prefer a more personal touch or wish to share in greater detail, we welcome you to send your stories via email. You can find our contact information in the episode description. I'm particularly interested in hearing about the moment you realized the value hidden within your failure and how it redirected your steps in a positive direction. This segment is more than just sharing stories. It's about creating a space where failure is seen through the lens of growth and potential. By opening up about our vulnerabilities and the lessons we've derived from them, we foster a culture of openness, learning, and mutual support. So whether it was a professional misstep, a personal project that didn't go as planned, or any other form of setback, I want to hear how you turned that moment into a stepping stone towards greater success and self-awareness. Your story could be the catalyst that encourages another listener to view their failures in a new light and embrace the endless possibilities for growth that lie just beyond the horizon of setbacks. As we wrap up today's insightful journey through the realm of failure, let's take a moment to reflect on the pivotal insights we've uncovered. We've dismantled the traditional view of failure as a setback, illuminating its invaluable role as a teacher and a catalyst for growth. We've explored how a shift in perception from a fixed to a growth mindset can transform failure from a source of fear and avoidance into a stepping stone towards success. But understanding is just the beginning. True transformation requires action. For those of you inspired to redefine your relationship with failure and cultivate a resilient, growth-orientated mindset, I have something special for you. The Self-Reflections, Cut the BS and Grow, a growth mindset course, is designed to equip you with the tools, strategies, and insights to harness the lessons of failure and propel you forward towards your goals. As a listener of this podcast, we're offering you an exclusive discount. Check the episode description for your discount code and embark on a transformative journey towards personal and professional growth. Stay connected and continue the conversation by subscribing to our channel and following us along our social media platforms. Your engagement, stories, and feedback not only enrich our community, but also empower us to deliver content that resonates and inspires. In closing, let's remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It's an integral part of the journey towards achieving it. Each misstep, each setback is laden with potential for insight, innovation, and improvement. So embrace your failures, learn from them, and let them guide you to a future where every challenge is an opportunity and every fall is a chance to rise stronger and more determined. Here's to failing forward, growing beyond our limits, and sculpting a path brimming with possibilities and successes. Remember, the only true failure is the failure to try, to grow, and to persevere. Keep pushing, keep growing, and let's redefine success together. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm your host, Klaudia. Welcome to the Self Reflections Podcast.